One of the most appealing things about gardens is that they appeal to almost anyone, whether you want to get down and get dirty or simply just admire them. Sadly, you know, a lot of the most beautiful gardens are behind locked gates and we can't get to see them. But thanks to Open Gardens Australia, those gates are opening. Rosalind and Tony Hurren are the custodians of one of Stirling's original English gardens. The property dates back to the 1860s.
The place is called Narrinyeri. It was built by the Bowman family, who also built Martindale Hall, and it's been in the Hurren family since the 40s, when Tony's grandparents bought it.
Now, was the garden as always delightful as this, or was it different?
No. The outline, the established trees were all there, but it had become overgrown with blackberries and gorse and a lot of ivy, and we needed to fully restore all the soil and replant.
Now, have you got a favourite plant or a group of plants you love the most?
Oh, look, I think the Wygelia walk up there, where you can see the wisteria growing, that's always a stunning spot to walk through. And the big old roadie there that's just surviving despite trees falling on it. We call that spontaneous pruning.
The thing that strikes me about Rosalind's garden is the colour. Colour like rhododendrons, azaleas, camellias. And that's a little bit unusual for a typical hills garden. And the colour that's coming, these beautiful hydrangeas, it wouldn't matter what time of the year you came here, there'd always be plenty of colour. The other thing about the garden here, it's got vistas. It's got so many vistas.
Yeah.
I'd have a seat everywhere, Rosalind.
Yeah, well, we do sit around the garden a lot. It lends itself to that, and sitting with a glass of wine at the end of a hard day, it's one of my favourite pleasures. And
you've got the little tea house or
yes.
Into the bowling green?
Yes, that was original with the bowling green. That was one of the finest privately owned bowling greens in South Australia in its time, and that's been fully restored as well. It's got a brand new roof, and that's a great place to sit.
And the oak driveway, that has sadly been cut off by the South Eastern Freeway, but very grand.
I have counted, there's still about over 60 oaks on the existing driveway, and they were planted with the original layout, so they're over 100 years old, those oaks.
Rosalind, if someone has a large garden like this, a little bit overgrown, what sort of advice would you give them to bring it back to this sort of standard?
Well, I think when you get to work in an old garden like this, you need to take your time and look at what the character of the garden and the established plants are, and then just make small goals and tackle a small area first. Get that working and then expand on that. But don't try and do the whole thing. Don't go and chop out those beautiful old things, because sometimes they come back better the next season.
Yes.
I think you need to keep your garden healthy. I think keeping the understory clean so that you can get the air circulating, taking out the dead wood or some of the lower branches so that you can get light down into the base of the garden.
This beautiful spring garden will soon welcome visitors as part of Open Gardens Australia, so we can all come along and see the results of Rosalind's hard work.